that problem.
Everybody's been affected by the shunting around.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in particular.
I mean, you would have no idea what the team would be tomorrow for Real Madrid, would you? On any given day, I have no idea what Carlo's going to go to. Is he going to play Valverde at right back? Is Gula going to come in? Will Luka Modric play?
He doesn't have much to choose anyway.
No, I know, but still, Dani Ceballos is, they've just played
3 games to go in the season. He's still trying to find that winning formula. That's key.
Yeah, trying to get people like Bellingham into areas where he can affect the game rather than being out on the left or the right and chasing back and doing all the defensive work. And he's been another one that's not had the season like he had last year, which was quite an incredible season. Always difficult to repeat that, but he's just not getting into the areas. He's not been able to. He's done it now and again, but he's not, for the most part, been able to make those breaking runs through the middle where he had Vinicius and Rodrigo last year, who were sort of playing as a partnership, but they were a little wide and were leaving the space. He's just not had that. And so, if we're being honest about it, yeah, they miss Toni Kroos. Of course they do, and his ability to control a game. But the signing of Kylian Mbappe. And where he's going to put the other stars. And unfortunately for Real Madrid, shunting those people around just has not worked. Because one way that you're going to negate your defensive injuries is stating the obvious, by scoring more goals than the others. But because of the problems they've had, moving these match winners into different positions, they've just not had the threat that they should have done to offset the problems they've got at the other end.
Alright then, well, Barcelona of course are favourites going into this tie. Luis, what sort of game are you expecting? What do you think the score will be?
Game, I think that we are talking about Barcelona playing Barcelona style, trying to bring that intensity. They are at home, they know what is on the stake, and I think that they're going to try to get that first goal to make Real Madrid going forward and giving space for Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and the runs from the Olmo, the player who will be in the second line. I could see a 2-1 win for Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love Real Madrid to win just to keep La Liga alive.
Yeah, 1 point with 3 games.
Yeah, and go into. I mean, I still think it'll be hard, but I'd like Real Madrid to win. But when I look at the two teams, I can't see Barcelona losing here. I really can't. I'd go for a draw because I don't think they need to win. They don't need to be as expansive. But I can't see. I just can't see Real Madrid winning here with the squad they have, with the team they have, and the fact that Barca are at home.
Barca dominate the game, dominate the midfield, carve them open at the back with their players. Have to be concerned about the ball over the top at the other end, but I can't see anything at the moment other than a Barcelona win.
Macca and Ian Dark will of course be on the call. Good news, Macca. No extra time.
No extra time.
Tomorrow.
Who likes extra time, John?
Latest edition of ESPN FC. What a day we have had in the world of football. Kay Murray, Shaka Hislop and Stevie Nicol here in the studio, and of course all the build-up is to the big game that is coming up tomorrow. El Clasico with Barcelona taking on Real Madrid. Lots to look forward to here. This is set to be a La Liga showdown. Barcelona 4 points ahead of Real Madrid coming into this clash. Real Madrid must win here if they are to keep this title race alive at these late stages of the season. In Barcelona for us, we have Dan Thomas, we have Luis Garcia, Craig Burley, and even Steve McManaman has joined them.
Thank you very much, Kay. Of course, less than 24 hours to go then until El Clasico. And what about this for a lineup alongside me? We have Luis Garcia, we have Steve McManaman, and Burley, the bookend at the end as we look ahead to this tie, which of course Real Madrid go into needing the victory. It's weird because normally we've got the show tomorrow, it's an hour and a quarter build up. You're kind of, what are we going to say? How are we going to fill that? But there are so many different talking points going into this time. But Craig, the main one is Real Madrid have to win it.
They have to win it, and somehow they're going to have to play better than they have done to win it. And somehow they're going to have to defend with a, should we call it a makeshift defence? I mean, it's all over the place. Most of their big defenders are injured, and you've got a Barcelona team who, you know, they had that 120 minutes and that disappointment, but you get the feeling they're going to pick themselves up and go again. Lots of energy in that front line. How are they going to stop them? So how are they going to stop Barcelona and then implement their game onto Barca, which they've struggled to do to other teams? So, yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's looking like this is going to be Barca's game. But in any derby, as we all know, that can change.
And Arda Güler looks like the bright spark who makes things happen for Madrid, which is really nice, because he had a really good summer, didn't he, for Turkey, and he hasn't been utilised as much. So when he has been called upon, the fact that he's answered it, I think, has been exceptional for the young man.
We know Barcelona's record against Real Madrid coming into this: 3 victories this season. No one's ever won 4 Clásicos in one campaign. For Real Madrid, they'll be looking at that second half, won't they, in the Copa del Rey final, as their inspiration as to how they can get at this Barcelona side. Can they do that from the off, and can they do it for 90 minutes?
Can they, or they have to do it? Wait to see if they get in a contract. That they've done that. They tried that and didn't work. So I think that if I would be Ancelotti, I will tell the players, listen, have a look how we played, at the intensity, the desire, the determination that we had in that second half, and we can beat them. We can beat this team because we got the talent, we got the quality up front to do it, and Arda Güler, that is being kind of the spark in the late games, he can give you the extra quality into the middle of the park, to have the ball, to have the possession, and also that last pass that is missing at Real Madrid in the last there. So yeah, I think that the intensity has to be there, and after that, of course, the talent of the players. But Real Madrid needs to do something different.
Ancelotti's a great coach, as we all know, one of the most decorated ever, and he's always been able to find an answer. Apart from this season, really, he searched from match day 1, and they've sort of stumbled around on different formations, different players. And yeah, they've had injuries and they've had to make changes, but he's never really found the solution, has he?
No.
Particularly in the midfield to the forward areas. The defence is where it is. You've got to patch it up, and that's it. But he's never found, where am I going to put Bellingham to get the best? Is Güler going to play? Is Diaz going to play? Am I going to have to put Valverde at right back? Can I play a front 3 in the bigger games? He's had all these questions, and he's never really been able to find the answer.
For Barcelona, Maka, they come into the game obviously after that dramatic Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan. How does that play into this game?
I don't. I think the game speaks for itself, Dan. So they know what they have to do, but the fact that they've been so dominant and dynamic up front, they normally just have to go out and play their game, don't they? They're at home, they've got the crowd behind them. The front 3 are exceptional, the front 2 are exceptional, and Lewandowski, if he's fit enough to play, or certainly he'll be on the bench to come on. Madrid are weakest in defence. They've got a makeshift defence. That's what they have to go. They just have to go and outscore Real Madrid, which they've shown they can do on 3 occasions this year.
We're not going to see Barca park the bus.
No, I don't think. No, because for good or bad, that's Barcelona. That's the style, and it's true that we analyse why they don't get that kind of solidness at the back when they need it. We saw against Inter. We've seen it during the season that at certain moments you continue making the high line, you continue committing players forward, and you kind of get exposed and you concede goals. Why they don't change? It's because that's the Barcelona style. That's Hansi Flick, the structure, the idea, and he doesn't want to change. And it doesn't matter what is going to happen tomorrow. He's going to play exactly the same way. That intensity, that high line, and giving spaces, and probably getting exposed with Vinicius Junior and Mbappe. That's a big danger.
Why hasn't it worked for Real Madrid this season, Matt? We saw Kylian Mbappe coming into a side that already won La Liga and the Champions League. We were like, wow, this team can only get better.
Yes, a number of things. Defensively, they've